Welcome to Indiana, Dewanna. Welcome to Indiana. What I heard come out of your mouth is exactly why this signing, of all the other moves the Indiana Fever did this offseason, the Dewanna Bonner signing was the one that made me just get out of bed a little bit.
Dewanna Bonner is fired up to team up with Caitlin Clark while the Aces are falling apart. Players are leaving Vegas, and Aja Wilson's squad suddenly looks vulnerable. The Fever, meanwhile, keep adding firepower, stacking talent around Clark. The dynasty talk in Vegas? Not looking so strong now. Is Indiana about to take over? Let's dive in and see if the WNBA's balance of power is shifting.
So as you guys can see in this footage here, man, it's her working alongside Keith Porter, and I believe Caitlin Clark as well took place in this workout session because she is clearly in the gym. You guys look real good. I'm going to pull up some photos here of Caitlin Clark actually being there for this workout session. So I don't know if her and Caitlin Clark got in the gym, but it is definitely looking like that.
Dewanna Bonner stared at the contract, blinked twice, and let out a deep breath. Indiana Fever? Me? She had to check again. Was this real? It wasn't a prank. One of the WNBA's fiercest competitors was officially joining forces with Caitlin Clark. And let's be real, the last time they shared a court, Bonner gave Clark the full WNBA initiation, lockdown defense, veteran trash talk, and that unmistakable welcome to the league energy. But now she was all in, grinning, buzzing with excitement, and saying, "I can't wait to play with Caitlin Clark." The Fever are loading up, and the league better take notice.
And just provide the knowledge and explain playoffs to them a little bit better so we can be better prepared and don't get punched in the face the first game. And it's hard to come back when you do that the first game. It's hard to come back and try to win 2 straight against a veteran team. So I think they got it, and I think that it's going to be steps throughout the regular season that get us prepared for that, because every game and every single night is going to be hard. These teams have changed a lot in this league, and every team has loaded up and gotten better. So I think that the regular season is going to definitely prepare us for that.
Nobody saw this reaction coming. Most assumed Dewanna Bonner would take the veteran stance, something like, "She's talented, but she's got to prove herself." The usual, but nope. Dewanna wasn't just excited, she was hyped, talking like she just got the call to team up with prime Michael Jordan.
Push their team to get over the finish line. It's playoffs, so emotions are high, tensions are high, but I can be more excited to step on the court with Caitlin. We actually had a great workout this morning, and I think we just feed well off each other. So I'm just here to hopefully, give my little leadership advice. I don't feel like I need to push her to be any type of player that she isn't already is, and I'm just happy to be here, and I hope that I can give her some knowledge to take her game to a different level, so when I retire she can pass that along, to others.
The numbers speak for themselves. Ticket sales are skyrocketing, TV ratings are hitting record highs, and even casual sports fans who once ignored the WNBA are suddenly all in. Caitlin Clark isn't just a promising rookie, she's a full-blown sensation. And Dewanna Bonner, a battle-tested veteran, knows this moment is different. She's played with stars, won championships, and faced the best. But this feels like a cultural shift, a new era. And judging by her energy, Bonner isn't just embracing it. She's ready to ride the Caitlin Clark wave and help power Indiana's rise back to the top of the league.
Playoffs.
What excites you the most about this team that you're going to be joining?
I mean, they have dynamic pieces in CC and Kelsey Mitchell and AB, Lexi Hall. I mean, they have a great core, so why not just add to that and try to, take us to the next.
The moment the news dropped, Fever fans were printing Dewanna Bonner jerseys like they were fresh off the Nike factory line. But then came the real shock. Dewanna Bonner was spotted working out with Caitlin Clark. A sight so rare, so unexpected, it sent WNBA Twitter into a frenzy. Dewanna Bonner working out? And with Caitlin Clark? Let's set the scene. Dewanna strolls into the gym, calm, collected, exuding veteran swagger. Meanwhile, Caitlin's already drenched in sweat, locked in, probably been grinding for an hour. Two worlds colliding, a new era forming. Indiana Fever basketball just got a whole lot more interesting.
Hopefully, like I said, I can make her life a little easier. Not just her, the whole team, but hopefully she can make my life a little easier.
Dewanna, I guarantee you your life is going to be easier. What do they say, Charles Barkley? Guarantee! I guarantee it, Dewanna. But what I loved was the first part of that. We already had a great workout this morning. Dewanna Bonner came to Indiana and she already knows who she's dealing.
Dewanna knew Caitlin was special. This wasn't just hype or social media buzz. This was real. She'd seen talent before, but Caitlin? She was different. And now, Dewanna Bonner is a proud member of the Protect Caitlin Clark at All Costs movement. Fever fans, you just gained another enforcer. First, it was Sophie Cunningham applying to be Caitlin's personal bodyguard. Now, Dewanna is stepping up too. If anyone even thinks about delivering a hard foul, they'll have to deal with her first. And let's be real. Bonner has been in this league for years. She's played through elbows, brutal screens, and WNBA games that felt more like WWE matches. If you think she's about to let anyone mess with her new favorite teammate, think again.
I think that she's a gem. I didn't know her, but All-Star Weekend, we kind of bantered back and forth a little bit. And she's lovely. She has a lot of pressure on her shoulders. And I think a lot of people always have a lot to say with people they don't even know or shoes they've never been in. And for me, I think she's handling the pressure very well. She's doing a lot of great things for women's basketball. And I'm a fan. Like, I would love to play with her one day.
Caitlin Clark, the shooter, the playmaker, the human highlight reel. Kelsey Mitchell, silent assassin, ready to drop 20 without breaking a sweat. Sophie Cunningham, chief enforcer, mess with Caitlin and you deal with her. Dewanna Bonner, veteran powerhouse, fueled by pure competitive fire. Aaliyah Boston, defensive anchor, owning the paint like it's her birthright. And Sydney Colson? Oh, we'll get to that. Asia Wilson's already in shambles. This isn't just a team, it's a movement. The We Refuse to Lose squad. And Dewanna Bonner? She's all in. Buckle up. The Fever aren't here to play. They're here to take over.
It just was a really good, welcoming feeling that Dewanna Bonner received. What stood out to me, and a lot of the freaking fans, I like the clown, okay? I like the clown too. Welcome to my channel, guys. I like to joke, humor, and crack jokes. A lot of the girls on Twitter was like, did y'all see that smile Dewanna Bonner had on her face when she walked in the scene? Like, that man come out with that chef hat, and like he was like, yeah, we cook breakfast every morning. This is what I mean when I say what I say.
Where are the Aja Wilson and Angel Reese fans? Oh, that's right. Huddled in a corner, wiping tears, clutching old highlights like prized heirlooms. Because the Indiana Fever just tore through free agency like a storm. And the Aces? They're scrambling, trying to piece together a full roster with duct tape and wishful thinking. The balance of power is shifting, and the Fever are leading the charge.
Sid! They went up and snatched Sid Colson from the Aces. She is 100% vibes. She is 100% going to be a backup for Caitlin. It's going to be fantastic. Backup for Kelsey. Like, she is a great addition to this backcourt. She has senior leadership. She has championship experience. She is the most fun ever. And Stephanie White and the Indiana Fever front office is not...
The Fever saw Caitlin Clark walk in and said, "Yep, we're going all in." They grabbed Natasha Howard. Boom. Snatched up Dewanna Bonner. Boom. And just when Aces fans thought they could breathe, here comes Sydney Colson. Championship pedigree, comedic relief, and a solid backup for Clark. Oh, the pain in Vegas. It's almost poetic. Aja Wilson sitting there like, wait, who am I playing with again? Meanwhile, Indiana's squad is so deep they might start running load management just for fun. The Fever aren't just building a team. They're assembling a dynasty in real time.
So the Las Vegas Aces have lost basically their entire team. Almost their entire team is gone from last year. They've lost basically everyone. If we want to look at the Vegas Aces team from last year, who's still remaining? The MVP, Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray.
But hold up, Let's not forget Angel Reese, the self-proclaimed rebounding queen, and the, "Hey, what about me?" ambassador. Girl, please. Last time she faced Indiana, she was flopping around like a fish out of water. Somebody needs to tell her Fever games aren't a swimming competition. This isn't synchronized diving. There are no extra points for dramatic falls. She hits the floor so much, the arena staff should start charging her rent. At this point, she might as well bring a pillow and get comfortable. And let's be real, she calls herself the rebounding queen, but half those boards come from bricking her own layups. That's not dominance, that's stat padding in real time. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here actually making history, and Sophie Cunningham is ready to square up on site if needed. Angel better think twice before pulling her usual antics against the Fever, because Indiana doesn't have time for all that extra nonsense. This is real basketball, not a theater audition for best dramatic performance. The Fever are here to win, and all that flopping? Yeah, it won't fly in Indiana.
This notion that Caitlin Clark is not the face of the WNBA because she isn't the best player is quite honestly ridiculous. Conor McGregor was the face of the UFC. He was not the best fighter. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA, but nobody says he's the face of the NBA. Being the best doesn't automatically give you the title as the face of the league. It's who moves the needle, who's marketed to the audience, who are they coming to see, who drives the conversation surrounding your sport. All the numbers and metrics point to one direction, and that direction is Caitlin Clark, and it's not even close.
The Aces used to be untouchable. Used to be. Now? All they've got left is nostalgia. Ain't nobody scared of Vegas anymore. Meanwhile, Indiana is building the next dynasty. Caitlin Clark's out here dropping dimes, Dewanna Bonner pulling up like she's still 25, and Natasha Howard locking people up like a defensive warden. You really think Aja Wilson wants to deal with that? She's probably looking at this Fever roster like, yeah, I'm a head out. And Aces fans? Oh, they're going through it. The balance of power has shifted, and Indiana is running the league now.
What do you mean Sydney Colson is joining the Indiana Fever? What does that mean? Indiana is just being so fucking greedy right now. They took DB, they took Natasha. Now they got Sydney Colson. Like, why would they take Sydney from us?
One day, Aces fans are on Twitter screaming, Aja Wilson is the best player in the world. The next? When are we signing somebody? Oh, how the tables have turned. That confidence disappeared, real quick. Nobody's saying the Aces are completely finished, but let's be real, they're holding on for dear life. Meanwhile, Indiana is out here treating free agency like a video game, stacking talent like they've got unlimited salary cap. The Fever's GM walked in like, yeah, I'll take one of everything. The shift is real, Indiana's rising, and Vegas is scrambling.
I mean, obviously we have to get better. We have to really take a sharp look at ourselves, look ourselves in the mirror, see our shortcomings, and then, you got to make the moves necessary, whatever that means, to put the best product that we possibly can. It's not going to be the same group probably next year.
While Angel Reese is out here playing an unrivaled with fewer and fewer people watching each week, desperately trying to convince everyone she's the next big thing, Caitlin Clark is in the lab, cooking up something dangerous for the WNBA. And Aja Wilson's fans? Oh, they are furious. The Indiana Fever just keep stacking talent, and their tears could probably fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool at this point. Now picture this. Caitlin Clark, fully rested, no longer carrying an entire team on her back like she did in college. This time, she's got reinforcements. Dewanna Bonner? Elite. Natasha Howard? A two-way nightmare. Sophie Cunningham? Ready to throw hands the moment disrespect enters the chat. Indiana is building a squad so lethal, Aja and her fan base might have to reconsider their entire existence. And the locker room vibes? Immaculate. Sydney Colson keeping the energy high with comedy gold daily. Just imagine her roasting Angel Reese's stat line every week.
I didn't know they were going to load up like this, though. Dewanna Bonner, Sydney Colson,
just re-signed Kelsey Mitchell. You already have Aaliyah Boston. You have Caitlyn. You have Lexi. You got the MAGA Barbie. Look, this is gonna be good and bad for the Fever. And this is gonna be good and bad for CC. Because if CC can't get a ring with the Super Avengers that Kathy and the Indiana Fever has assembled, then
But let's be serious for a second. Arrested Caitlin Clark, no longer getting hacked 24/7 with no calls, is a nightmare for the rest of the league. She was already dropping insane numbers while getting triple teamed. Now, she's got floor spacers, shooters, defenders, and enforcers. Yeah, enforcers. Sophie Cunningham is now the official leader of the Protect Caitlin at All Costs task force. Somebody even breathes on Clark the wrong way. Sophie's there. A cheap shot? Sophie's already midair, about to deliver a flagrant to the refs mysteriously miss. And from the bench? Oh, you know. Sydney Colson is hyping it up, stirring the pot and making it 10 times worse.
So this is actually being the shock of free agency. Like, I'm being dead serious here. This is the shock of free agency. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The shock of free agency is the fact that the Fever signed their backup point guard. And it might be one of the best vets in the entire WNBA.
Meanwhile, Angel Reese is still out here pushing unrivaled tickets like a high school kid handing out flyers for their garage band. Please come watch me play. I swear I do more than put back layups. And Aja Wilson fans? Oh, they are losing it. Fever fans are out here partying like they just won a championship, while Aja's mentions are full of, "It's not fair. Why do they keep getting all the good players?" Well, maybe because the league actually wants competition. Maybe because Indiana is building something real instead of hoping for the best. The WNBA better get ready. The Fever aren't here to play nice. Caitlin Clark is about to run the show. They've got shooters, they've got defenders, and they've got Sophie Cunningham, locked and loaded, ready to throw hands the second things get chippy. Aja and her fans, they better brace themselves because this season is about to feel real long for them.
Caitlin Clark thing is a great point, and it's so special that men get a chance to actually watch a really, really good women's basketball player, or arguably the best women's college basketball player ever. Special to see, and something that you probably will always look back on and go, Caitlin Clark, I watched her when I was younger.
Now, fast forward to game time. Fever versus Aces, the so-called super team that's been talking reckless all offseason. Big mistake. One hesitation move. Poof. Aja Wilson is reaching for air. Caitlin Clark steps back, fires. Bang. The crowd erupts. Becky Hammon on the sideline looking like she just opened her credit card statement. Next possession, Aja calls for the ball in the post, thinking she's about to feast. Nope. Aaliyah Boston meets her at the rim like a bouncer checking IDs. Blocked. Fever push the pace. Caitlin pulls up from the logo like it's a warm-up shot. Money. Timeout, Aces, Vegas fans, in shambles. Meanwhile, Dewanna Bonner is just nodding, cool as ever, like, yep, this is exactly why I came here.
Of all of the moves that the Fever have made during this free agency season, this one has been the most shocking for a lot of fans. Firstly, because Sydney Colson seemed to be a key piece to the Las Vegas Aces, and it seemed like that Las Vegas Aces group is kind of falling apart.
One thing is crystal clear. The Indiana Fever aren't just here to compete. They're here to take over, like a squad of basketball Avengers assembling for domination. And this season? Oh, it's about to be a cinematic masterpiece. Full-blown action movie. Caitlin Clark pulling up from the logo like she's the main character. The Fever are kicking down the door like an FBI raid. And the rest of the league? Yeah, they better start rehearsing their best. We tried our best. Speeches. Now, because this takeover? It's not coming. It's already happening. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.